Did you lose any faith in your Rockets after they lost game one?
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, it's the first game. There's a couple of things that we got to, get adjusted to. But, this team is totally prepared to bounce back from this loss. And I think we take this in 6 games.
Wow. Stephen A.
How do you know they're totally prepared?
What do you mean, how do I know they're totally prepared? They've been prepared all season.
I mean, how do you know?
I mean, keep in mind.
You can't just you can't come on the show talking about, oh, they're totally prepared. That's not what we saw in game one. How do you know they're totally prepared?
Well, I mean, there's been a couple of situations. Look at the Clippers. The Clippers, bounced back from their game one. Chris Paul didn't play up to, standards in game one. Game two, they bounced back considerably. I expect the same thing, and maybe even greater from the Rockets. Just like that.
Bun B, it's Skip here.
Yes, sir. Okay.
I need your true feelings on this, and I'm not going to let you dance on this one. I want to know what you think and what you think that Rocket fans in general think about Dwight Howard right now. And I'm going to put it in this context. I know you carefully watch these games. 32 seconds left in regulation the other night. Dwight Howard had a little putback rebound that it's like a layup, and he blew it. And then with 5 seconds left on the other end of the floor, he stood flat-footed in the lane and watched 2 offensive rebounds take place right over his head, and LaMarcus Aldridge stuck it back in the hole to tie the game and force overtime. Tell me what you really think right now about Dwight Howard.
I love Dwight Howard. I think he's an amazing player. In my opinion, the #1 center in the NBA right now. But he's going to have to bring it. LaMarcus Aldridge, I mean, let's just be honest. He's a beast in the paint. 46 points. You have to do something about that. And the first thing you have to do is offset it with points. And Dwight's going to have to come in, and he's going to have to score a little bit better than he did in game one. And we're going to defensively have to cover LaMarcus a lot more in game two. But I think Dwight Howard can get over this hump, but he has to get in that paint. He has to step up offensively and defensively if we're going to go further than the first round.
So do you think Dwight Howard went on the record saying that he needed to demand the ball more, Bun B, because he really, really believes that, or because he's feeling pressure from the peeps in Houston like yourself who are telling him, we need you to step up and be more aggressive?
Well, I think it might be a bit of both. I think, he's probably frustrated at how he performed in the closing seconds in game one. I know that he knows he can do better than that, and he's just going to have to commit himself mentally and physically to becoming a little bit more demanding in the paint. These Trailblazers are not going to go away gracefully. They're going to fight this thing to the death, and we're going to have to be prepared to do true battle in Toyota Center and in Portland.
The other issue.
Are you confident?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Skip.
Yeah, that's all right.
Am I confident?
For me, Bun, no. I'm saying, are you confident in this team as much as, are you going to remain as confident in the team as you appear to be if you learn that Patrick Beverley can't go?
Well, Patrick passes MRI. He's day-to-day, you know what I'm saying? And make no mistake about it, Patrick Beverley is an extremely key factor to this Rockets team. We need him to basically shut down guys like Damian Lillard, which for most people would be impossible. But Pat has the ability to get in and shut people down. He also is that energy and that heart for that team. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody, I think, that Houston screams for louder than Patrick Beverley, maybe only the beard on that team, because we know that he's the guy that's going to give us everything he has in every second of every minute of every game.
The other issue the other night, obviously, was a guy I have called the best closer in pro basketball now, in James Harden. And as you know, he did not close the deal when he had 2 chances the other night. I was very disappointed in him. Talk me out of it, Bun. Tell me why I should be back on the James Harden bearded bandwagon.
Because nobody bounces back better from a situation like that than the beard. I don't think anybody's more disappointed in him than himself right now. And I know the warrior mentality that he has, the competitive nature that he has, and I know that he's coming back Wednesday and he's going to try to show these guys up. James is an incredible athlete, you know what I'm saying? probably one of the best shooters in the NBA right now, definitely one of the best closers. And just because he couldn't close Monday doesn't mean he still isn't a closer. I expect him to come back with a chip on his shoulder Wednesday and show why I believe he was one of the MVP candidates.
Bun B, he does deserve to be one of the MVP candidates. He's big time. Nobody should question his skills, his prowess. I know Oklahoma City should miss him, but I got to ask you this question. When you got a star of that magnitude, the kind of things he can do on the offensive end of the floor, you can also demoralize cats by what you do defensively. And a knock against James Harden is his lack of a defensive prowess. There are plays that I've watched James Harden this year where it looks like he's given virtually no effort on the defensive end of the floor. And against Portland, that might embolden dudes to come at you even more because they know they can get you because that defense is not your thing. How much does Houston make a big deal about that reality when it comes to James Harden? I'm talking about the city of Houston.
Well, I mean, you know, we understand that in order to get through these playoffs, we've got to be strong on both sides of the ball. Not just offensively, because everybody knows the Rockets can score. We can definitely put points on the board. That's not a problem. We've got to step up defensively in these playoffs in order for us to get further and deeper into the situation. There's no way we're going to get past a team like Portland if we aren't playing strong defense. Otherwise, if LaMarcus goes for 46 points again or every time we play him, there's no way we're going to get out of this situation. Everybody on this team has to step it up defensively, but probably a lot of people would feel like specifically James Harden might need to step it up a little bit defensively on that rock.